DJ Lord sit on the 1 and 2.
Look, come out the way. You know I know that the book me is gonna cost a fee. I run around with Jews like I'm Mr. T. It's in my dungarees. Niggas be mad, watch when they see the vacation. My bitch told me that I need to have patience. I told her I don't like waiting. The main reason why I don't like dating. Like wait a week for the pussy, you crazy. I was born in the 80s. Crack valves on the floor as a baby. I grew up in that. My life real, man, you niggas is rap. They tell the lies, you never been in the trap. I mean, you won't get it back. You get a snatch, I catch her looking off for one stare. She won't be drunk in the mix. She thinks she lost it. Yeah. The Branson boys will drink bears. My young boy caught 2 bodies, said it's like, yeah. Me, I mean, we barely in 25. He's 16, I hope we make it past. Please don't call me twin, we are not pigs. I keep a 4-5 like Lord said. Nigga, the shit get shadier than Lord said. Sweat dripping down your face, pussy, I smell fear. Top.
Another day alive, another day free. Why would I wake up trying to be somebody other than me? Sun, moon, and stars. Everything exists has to coexist within. Like I said, another day alive, another day free. Why would I wake up trying to be somebody other than me?
Top of the top, the hustle don't stop. It's that magic Sunday. Y'all know what tomorrow is, that magnificent Monday. I got some content for y'all. I noticed there ain't been no content on the air. So I said I'm going to drop some content for y'all. People ain't been going live. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes they say they be waiting for me. So all the content creators that be waiting for me to spark it up, to give y'all something to talk about, you're more than welcome. You're more than welcome. Tell me how the audio is right now, y'all. Tell me how the audio is right now. I just wanted to make sure that it wasn't cracking. East New York said it was crackling a little bit. Can anybody but a dead body let me know if the audio is crystal clear again? Sometimes it happens. She said it's better. She said it's better. Okay, cool. Crystal clear. She put up the crystal clear. Let me get to the top and shout y'all out. The sister Net was the first one in the building. See something? What's up with my? What the fuck is up with my? Make sure my mouse is right. My mouse is acting up. Can y'all hear me? Yeah, y'all can hear me. That's a fact. Dog Soldier was the second one in the building. East New York. She's the third one to hit the light and pull up in the building. We got my man Jamil. What up, baby? Big Brooklyn in the building. Appreciate you for pulling up. Dog Soldier's in the building. The top tiger of top tigers is in the building. I see you, Joff. Battle Rap Bodega is in the building. Y'all know I got some work for y'all today. I got some content. I got some content for y'all today. There's some things going on in the industry right now. I got some content. There's some things that's going on in the industry right now because people ain't been talking to me about what's really been going on. So I've been having to talk to other people. I've been doing my research, my due diligence, because y'all ain't been telling me about everything that's going on. I'm surprised East New York didn't tell me the controversial schedule, the controversy that's running around right now between Young Miami, because she's a little outraged. Yo, Mac Mean, I see you in the building. God's work. You know, she's a little outraged right now with the great Puff Daddy. You know who this is, Young Miami, the young lady that was, you know, running around with him, running around with Puff. She was running around with Puff. She might have been the new toy or the young thing. You heard with what's his name? Kevin Gates said yesterday, he said an older man does not want an older woman. Kevin Gates said when he go to the store or go to the dealership to buy a car, he don't go to buy an old car that's been used. He said he want a brand new car with a good young engine on it. Do I agree with that? No. But I'm surprised y'all ain't been telling me what's going on because the word is allegedly Puff Daddy has HIV. Dirty Sector Assassin, I see you in the building. Make sure y'all drop his link, man. This dude is funny. Yeah, you want to hear some funny Dirty Assassin? They thought that Dirty Sector Assassin was me. That's not me. I don't know if that's a man. I don't know if that's a woman, but I know their creativity is something crazy. Because if y'all not subscribed, make sure y'all go over there and holler at them. You dig what I'm saying? Because my man got some great work over there. I see my guy in the building. Yeah! Artist Morris is in the building. I ain't go front. They thought I was you. Yo, bro, they thought Dirty Sectors. I'm sitting in the cut one day. True story, y'all. I got to tell y'all this story. True story. I'm sitting in the cut one day. I'm watching Ming. Shout out to Ming. The dude that said it was Mr. X. See, I know the truth. I ain't going to say. Mr. X said, yo, Dice, that's kind of crazy that you're in here saluting yourself. For the last time, Big Dice don't have no troll accounts. If you see my name, please type it to make sure it's me. You dig what I'm saying? I have another channel. You know what I'm saying? I have another channel, y'all know, but I haven't even been using that channel. I'm thinking about popping that channel off. You understand what I'm saying to you? But I'm going to keep it funky with you. Big Dice don't have no troll accounts. If I come to a chat, it's going to be me. You understand what I'm saying to you? Hey, Miss Tanja. Appreciate you for pulling up because I got some content. Why didn't anybody tell me? Why didn't anybody tell me what was going on with Puff? Why anybody didn't tell me that supposedly he got that nasty man's disease and he been running around spreading it to everybody? You dig what I'm saying? So y'all already know this is my joint right here. I'm going to get into this right quick. Steph X featuring Jim Jones. You know what I'm saying? Let's do it for the capo. He talked on this one. Did the same thing. This is my shit, y'all. Shout out to Steph X, man. Shout out to my nigga DJ Twan for bringing this young lady out because she fire. Let's go. I don't give a fuck when nobody say that joint right there. I should have bet my cousin because my cousin thought that was a dude. I looked at her face. See, I got a thing with women. That's a beautiful woman. She just got a short haircut. If you throw some hair on shorty and take her out of all them baggy clothes. You know how they be saying turn a stud into a diva? Shorty is gonna be bad. Shout out to Jim Jones. Carnage, I see you in the building. I remember the other day Mac Meaning was talking about this. They said, who do y'all feel? I feel as though that Jim Jones is a better rapper. But I also feel as though that Max B is a better performer. How y'all feel about that? I'm gonna say it one more time. I believe that Max B is a better performer. But when it comes to lyricism, I'm gonna give it to Jim. I'm gonna give it to Jim. Carnage, I see you. I'm gonna give it to Jim. Well, I got some serious. Jake Desamine, I see you in the building. Salute, beloved. I see you in here holding it down. Big Brooklyn shit. She said, I'm glad East New York up in here because I knew she was going to get at me over this. I knew she was, because I got the proof. She said, Dice, what you said about Puff is not true. Gonna put the mad face up. Well, I'm about to show you something right now. Because I am the first one. That told y'all, unfortunately. That's a fact. I give that to him. Max B is a better artist. That's a fact. Because that whole wave thing he pulled up, that whole energy that he comes with, Jim Jones don't have that energy. But when it comes to a lyricist, I give it to Jim. I give it to him. You know what I'm saying? Dirty Sector said, facts. I'm going to keep it funky with y'all. I got the proof. Now, you want to hear some funny shit? Y'all remember when that first man was pulled over and he was in the police, the Russian dude that said he was Usher Raymond's sex toy. You remember the first thing he said? He said, Puff gave me a sexually transmitted disease. Usher Raymond's mother said that Puff gave her son, Usher Raymond's, herpes. Max said, man, Jimmy can't rap, man. I disagree. But Mr. I Think for Myself is in the building. He said, peace and blessings, kings and queens. Can't stay taking care of my granddaughter, grown folk shit. This COVID is messing up my baby. I can't stay, but I wanted to spread love the Brooklyn way. I appreciate you for pulling up. And make sure you take care of that little beautiful princess. And I hope she feels better because y'all already know I had that shit last year. I never had COVID. I caught that shit last year. And because of my bronchitis, that shit sat me down for 2 weeks. So I don't wish that on nobody. But let's get to this content. There's another young lady that was messing with Puff by the name of Gina Chu. Let's hear what she got to say. Fair YouTube usage, y'all. Let's get into this work.
So y'all know I've come to terms that I don't know who gave me AIDS or HIV, right? So today I got a message about an interview that I should watch. And this interview happened to include a celebrity man that I was sexually with for a few years, and I actually had feelings for this person.
Y'all, Gina 2 just shook the internet. The TikTok star with multiple followers is now hinting that a certain high-profile celebrity one she had an on and off thing with for years and even caught feelings for might be the reason she's living with HIV today. And if you've been keeping up with these industry whispers, then you already know who folks are speculating about. Now, I ain't gonna lie, this might be one of the most low-key yet chilling exposés we've seen since the Cassie allegations. We're talking secret relationships, STDs, and alleged cover-ups that could explode the entire game. Gina's not just another influencer. She's been in circles with rappers, athletes, and major industry names. And when she said she had to deal with the cops over this man because of conduct, that wasn't no throwaway line. So let me break it down for y'all, piece by piece, what she said, what she hinted, what fans are putting together, and why some believe the mystery man might just be none other than Diddy himself. In a viral clip, Gina opened up to her followers with raw emotion, saying, I don't know if I want to brush it off anymore, because what if this is the person who did this to me?
And I don't know how to brush it off anymore, because it's like, what if this is the person who did this to me and he's living his best life?
She went on to say she had been involved with this unnamed celebrity man on and off for years. And when she watched his recent interview, something just clicked. And what's even wilder, she revealed she had gone to the police before over him due to behavior. She didn't name him, but it was clear this wasn't no random hookup. This was someone she trusted, someone she loved, someone powerful enough that even now she ain't ready to say his name publicly. She captioned the video, I just feel gross and irritated. It is what it is, but I'll never blame anyone without proof. But the tone said it all. This wasn't some vague regret. This was heartbreak. In another follow-up video, she told fans, it's so hard to say stuff without saying stuff. I'm going to get to the bottom of it. It's going to take me a while, but just be patient with me. Now let's talk connections. Fans wasted no time doing their own digging, and the name that keeps coming up, Diddy. And here's the thing. Diddy has long been rumored to have had intimate ties with several younger influencers, models, and even alleged escorts through the years. And many of those relationships were either brushed under the rug or kept hush-hush through NDAs and payouts. Remember Cassie? So when Gina talks about someone living their best life and casually talking about STDs in interviews, y'all already know who that sounds like. Another reason fans are pointing fingers, the timing.
My man AP said, nah, Dice, she capping. Let's go.
Gina said she was diagnosed with HIV back in 2021, but had been active with the mystery man years before that. That overlaps with the same time Diddy was rumored to be hosting his infamous freak-off parties. We all heard the leaked court testimony and allegations from Cassie and other victims talking about bizarre, unprotected and out scenarios where informed consent was barely even a concept. Now let's connect more dots. Gina says she had to deal with cops because of this man. This isn't some soft scandal. It sounds like criminal behavior. In fact, some are speculating her mention of the police may tie into past cases Diddy quietly settled or suppressed through legal muscle. Also, Diddy recently trended again after fans noticed the CDC website updated stats surrounding HIV rates, with folks speculating that certain black male celebrities were being protected from public scrutiny through private settlements and sealed health records. Meanwhile, Gina's health updates only make this more emotional. At her lowest, she weighed just 65 pounds, couldn't walk unaided, and went half blind from complications related to the virus. This wasn't just a silent diagnosis. This was a life-altering nightmare. But now she's fighting back. She celebrated that her CD4 count had finally bounced back. That means I'm no longer being seen as having AIDS. I'm being seen as having HIV. HIV. Yeah, she continued. I got to the point to where I'm undetectable, untransmittable, and I can live my life just like everybody else. I mean, of course, I'm in a chair and I'm half blind, but still, we're working on that. Y'all, I'm so happy. Now look, nobody's saying Gina is out here throwing accusations with no receipts. If anything, she's doing the opposite. She said she wants to pursue the matter legally before naming names, but she also made it clear that her gut tells her the truth. And if her hunch is right, that would make Diddy not just the center of allegations, but possibly the center of an entirely different health-related scandal. And let's not forget, knowingly infecting someone with HIV without disclosure is a felony in many states.
My man Mac Bean said, yo, Dice, when I first started her HIV story, it had nothing to do with celebrities. I watched her whole story unfold. I reacted to it 2 years ago. Felt sorry for her. He said, but now he's starting to think she's clout chasing. Well, let's talk about something. My man Braun said, nasty broad. Annette said, exactly. Angie said, gross. But one thing we know for sure, right? What is the one thing we know for sure, ladies and gentlemen? What is the one thing that we know for sure, ladies and gentlemen? What's the one thing we know for sure? That she got HIV. One thing we know for sure is initially she was claiming to have AIDS. And now because of treatment and medication, you heard her just say she's no longer being able to transmit it. She's no longer able to infect anyone. And there's no levels coming up in her blood work pertaining to her having this life-threatening disease. But I know one thing. Diddy ain't say he wasn't sleeping with her. Angie said, bullshit. Dog said, yo, she got that platinum package. But this is one thing we have to pay attention to. She was sleeping with Puff. We all can agree on that, right? But there's one question I would like to ask you great people, right? Why is Young Miami saying that he infected her with HIV? Why is it all over the internet and over social media that this woman right here, Mrs. Young Miami, is saying allegedly she has HIV? I just want to know, y'all. I just want to know. You know, I wasn't there. I wasn't around Young Miami. I wasn't around that lady Gwen T. I ain't never been to no Puff Daddy party, so I don't know who he slept with. But if she's saying it now, pull it up on the and that said, nah, They going too far. Where did she say that? All over the internet. Pull it up, Annette. All over the internet. But like AP said, these bros looking for anybody to blame because they probably don't know who infected them. They probably don't know who infected them. But I'm going to tell you one thing I do believe. I do believe this. I don't believe Puff was practicing safe sex. I don't believe he was practicing safe sex with everyone. Now I'm going to tell you a little story. Let's do a little history. Let's go back. I was the first one to tell the story about the allegations pertaining that led up to the death to Mr. Craig Mack. Remember when I said that? Remember when I said that about 2.5 years ago? Mack said, yo, Young Miami was infected months before they started talking that Diddy shit. Young Miami is just like Cassie. Angie said she remembered it, so I'm going to tell you what I was told. I was told because Craig Mack was so upset because he wasn't feeling though he was being compensated the way that he should have been compensated. There's another rapper that felt the same way, G Depp. See all the time he just did in jail for murder because he didn't have no money. There's another rapper that felt the same way that just came home, Loon. There are a list of rappers and R&B singers such as Total, such as Vanity K, that were saying that Puff never compensated them financially the way that they agreed they would be compensated. Now check out what they said Craig Mack did. Check out what they said Craig Mack was. Jake said G-Dip is a beast, and he's out doing it right now. No, G-Dep never went against Puff, but he said Puff wasn't paying him right. First of all, let's think about this. Black Rob, G-Dep, and Loon. And G-Dep said Puff wasn't paying him nothing. That's why he was in the streets catching robberies. Pay attention. Black Rob. If Puff was paying his artists the money that he was supposed to be paying them, why was Black Rob arrested for a jury heist in a hotel in Manhattan? Huh? Okay, well, let's get into the allegations. McMean said Craig Mack went out bad just like G-Dep. He said Mack was fucking mooks, and then they went hiding at a white coat. Now check this out. Now this is what they say. They said that Craig Mack was just tired of Puff, allegedly. These are the allegations. They said Puff told Craig Mack, yo, check this out. Come to the hotel. Not one of them regular hotels like them Motel 6 or nothing like that. Talking about one of the hotels, one of the luxurious hotels that's literally like apartments. They say Craig Mack agreed to go to the hotel to talk about an upcoming album that was promised that Puff would release on Bad Boys. But this is what they said happened. Allegedly. These is all allegations. Allegedly. Allegedly, when Puff asked Craig Mack to see him, they said Puff wasn't alone. They said Puff was in that hotel room with a couple of well-known, excuse my language, booty bandits, men that were known for embarrassing so-called heterosexual men because they said Puff was known for drugging people, allegedly. Now, hold on. You just seen what happened in all them Puff parties, right? They said Puff was bringing that pink booger sugar. And they said all the bottles of alcohol and champagne were laced. You remember Puff he had all the champagne. He had all the cognac. He had all the Ciroc and all that shit. But they said that all them shits was laced. Well, they said also that when Craig Mack went to this hotel room to meet up with Puff to discuss this new contract that he supposedly had for him, they said Craig Mack was drugged and raped. They said Craig Mack was drugged and also raped by the booty bandits that Puff had in that room with him. All allegations. They said allegedly one of the booty bandits, pay attention, that was part of raping or sexually assaulting Craig Mack when he was drugged up. They said he was full-blown AIDS. Full-blown AIDS. Well, I know one thing. When they just talked about why Craig Mack passed away, he passed away from HIV complications. Y'all can look that up. You can Google this. He passed away from HIV complications. Did that make sense? Did that make sense? They said before he passed away, he went back to his church. They said he went back to his church and started getting closer and closer and closer to God. They said that these artists that Puff had, they wasn't really getting no money. Yeah, he was giving a little bit of change. You can stay in this hotel. I'm going to let you stay in this penthouse. And look what Enes said. Look what Enes said. Enes said before the whole situation, when Puff told him to walk all the way from Manhattan to Junior's in Brooklyn to get some cheesecake, Enes said he was ready to go anyway. Enes said he was getting money in the street and Puff was not financially securing him or anybody else that was on that to make a band shit with Puff. And that said, everybody in the bad boy era, they were sleeping with everybody. That's a fact. That's a cold-blooded fact. So where does HIV came from? Where did this HIV come from? Because now all of a sudden, Young Miami, y'all can look it up. Y'all got computers. Y'all got phones. Now all of a sudden, Young Miami is running around saying that Puff infected her. Young Miami is running around right now saying Puff infected her. And if Puff really infected her, I only got one thing for Puff. This goes out to Puff. If Puff really did this, this goes out to him, y'all. That's a fact. Because Puff got too much going on.
So you ain't shit without.
Yo, Mac, I'm going to drop the link in 1 second. I just sent some literature. I just sent some literature to the sister Annette. She was like, nigga, I want to see what the fuck is they trying to do to Puff. You know, East New York and them going crazy right now. They like, yo, what the fuck is happening right now? What's happening right now? His last child is 3 years old. So she would have it along with her mother, Dice. Not necessarily true. Not necessarily true. Not necessarily true. Not necessarily true. Because if that's the case, why Magic Johnson, full-blown AIDS, why his wife never had it? Why their child never had it? And he had full-blown AIDS. That's not true. Magic Johnson had full-blown AIDS, not HIV. AIDS. He still has it. First of all, the nigga's still alive. You remember when it first came out about him having AIDS? And everybody was so worried about his wife. And the doctor said his wife did not contract that. And their child did not contract that. That's a fact. That's a fact. That's a fact. Babies can be born without the virus. Because if that's the case, first of all, everybody was worried about, I forgot her name, Magic Johnson's wife, when he expressed to the NBA that he had contracted HIV. Word up. That's a fact. Cold-blooded fact, Carnage. Remember, we was all looking at that. You know what? Mr. Think for myself, you want to hear some funny shit? I remember conspiracy theorists saying what Mr. I Think for Myself said. They said that Magic Johnson never really was infected. This is just their conspiracy thoughts, allegedly. They said that he was used as a puppet because he was such a successful person. Besides the fact of the NBA, he was one of the most successful known people. So they said, they told him, we're going to use you. We're going to use you like the patsy. And the minute they said that he had AIDS, pay attention. All this money started shifting towards Magic Johnson. He decided to open up the restaurant, the cafe Starbucks. That's a fact. That's a fact. Annette said, I don't believe Magic had it. If he had the money, he got rid of it. See, but a lot of people also said that Magic Johnson, alongside with another person that they said was infected, Left Eye TLC. Magic Johnson, alongside with Left Eye TLC, they said she was infected also, but they said that these people and other celebrities were what? Cured by Dr. Sebi. Y'all remember that? Y'all remember that? And then people were saying that Dr. Sebi was a joke and he was a fraud and et cetera, et cetera. But there were people that went to the United States court system that brought in documentation stipulating that they had AIDS, HIV, and after his herbalistic medicine treatment that he recommended for them, they came back to the same Supreme Court, y'all. Y'all can Google this. It was 6 different people. They came back to the same Supreme Courts and they were tested by doctors that they were sent to by the Supreme Court, and it came back that they were no longer infected with the disease. They were no longer infected with the disease. Pay attention. Why do you think they said Dr. Sebi? Now, first of all, if Dr. Sebi had the cure to all these ailments, because Dr. Sebi always said the main ingredient with being sick came from mucus, how did he pass away? Federal court, that's a fact, dog. How did he pass away from pneumonia? How did he pass away from pneumonia? And at that particular time, we didn't even know about Dr. Sebi when Magic Johnson was allegedly infected with AIDS. There was another person that they said had AIDS, and they brushed it under the rug because of who he was, and that was Wilt Chamberlain, because Wilt Chamberlain wrote in his autobiography that he slept with over 1,000 women. My man AP said, yo, he was just old, guys. The man there just was old, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You see what my man Max said he had to say. You know what I'm saying? Max said Jim Jones stole his whole motherfucking style. Mac been saying this for a long time. He said, yo, I don't like Jim Jones. Jim Jones stole my motherfucking style. You dig what I'm saying? But I got some more content for you. Let's get into this right quick. You remember what I was telling you about the lady that took the lady's husband? Because remember they did that with Fantasia first. Here go another update on it. Let's go.
This is Akira Montague, days after a jury awarded her $1.75 million in an alienation of affection case that has sparked international headlines.
I went right back to work, and so like the people at my job, they kind of got rid of some of my stuff because they thought I wasn't coming back because of how much that I was awarded.
The case is centered around this woman, viral TikTok star Brene Kennard, allegedly having an affair with Montague's husband that she became aware of in January of 2024. The lawsuit alleged Kennard flaunted that affair on social media to her more than 3 million followers, claiming she could not wait to become Mrs. Montague.
She's worth everything for him. Like, he's worth everything to her.
The alienation of affection law states that if a marriage ends on an account of infidelity, the husband or wife in certain situations can sue the person who the spouse had the affair with.
I was raised to respect the marriage. I was raised to respect God. So loyalty, marriage, the White House with the picket fence and the dog and the kid, that's me.
Akira becoming emotional, thinking of the impact this has on her kids.
It was horrible. Like, I can't, even right now, I don't like going out in public with my kids because I'll get stopped in the store. I can't have fun with my kids to this day. because people harass me, and so it's hard.
Attorney Robinetta Jones, who represented Montague, says the evidence of Kennard's actions, who has since married Montague's ex-husband, has consequences.
I want people to be able to think, okay, Miss Montague won $1.75 million. Is that man worth it? Is that woman worth it? They will think now.
The case capturing attention worldwide.
She has an outpouring of support from everyone online and just here in the state of North Carolina. It's because a lot of women can resonate with her.
Akira now looking back at a dream deferred.
Yeah, I was deeply in love with that man, that I would do anything for him. I made sure that I put him first, and I shouldn't have.
Eyewitness News reached out to Brene Kennard for comment after the trial, but she chose to decline. Reporting in Raleigh, Dewan Hogan.
We got Big Mac up in the building. Yo, Mac, how you feel about that situation right there, man? How you feel about that situation right there, Mac? Talk to me. I know you got something to say about this. The lady was married. Influential TikToker, sexy double cheeseburger, snatched the man up. They told her to pay $1.7.5 million. How do you feel about that?
I feel it's unfair. You heard?
You know what? I don't agree with it. I don't agree with it neither. Let me hear your view. I don't agree with that neither, but let me hear your point of view on that. Let me talk to me, because I know I respect your opinion. Let me hear how you feel about it. I'm gonna tell you why, because I don't think that that's right.
Break it down. Break it down. Give me the backstory on this whole shit real quick.
Young lady was married to her husband. As of last year, 2024, his wife started, assuming that maybe he had been stepping out. She got the proof. The young lady, a successful TikToker. And then when the TikToker started, YouTuber content creator, when she started dealing with the young lady's husband, she started talking to her fans. And she had millions and millions of followers. So this right here allegedly put the wife into distress. So they wound up getting divorced. And then the new influential TikToker wound up marrying the ex-husband.
Okay.
So they said that she should have paid 1.7. It was actually more. It was over $2 million, but after the taxes and everything, it was 1.
So she should pay that to the ex-wife?
Yes, she did. She had to.
I don't think that's right. I don't think that's right. Because
I don't think the shit right neither, to tell you the truth.
Because they didn't have nothing to do with how she generated her wealth. You know what I'm saying? You feel me? Like that's it's like almost like I agree with a prenup. I disagree. I disagree with a prenup. I like me and you. Like I meet you. I'm up $20 million. You know what I'm saying? And you a nothing ass bitch, right? And then you stay with me for some time, and then they say your influence. Yo, a lot of times niggas be having wives and they be doing more bad to niggas than good. You know what I'm saying? Like for real. And niggas just don't know how to break up with these bitches. You know what I mean? End up waiting too long. And next thing you know, the bitch got your neck in the noose. I believe that you know what I mean, you get what you worth. That's it. You know what I'm saying? If the nigga wanted to move along and you know what I'm saying, and bitch wanted to cash out with the nigga, the fuck that gotta do with what this other bitch gotta do with my money? You know what I'm saying? It was Annette said they was friends. Who was friends?
Oh, see, I never knew that part of that. So she must be the content creator and the young lady was friends.
Oh, okay. All right. So yeah, it's that's nasty. That's nasty. That's nasty.
Well, talk to me about this puff shit, man. Talk to me about this puff shit, man.
This is what I wanted to why I wanted to come up, and I wanted to say something, right? And this is the reason why, like, because 9 out of 10 times, like, honestly, like over the years, me and you kind of have the same opinions on things, right? I rarely have a contrast of opinion when it comes down to things that you say, but this one I do have a slight. Well, I don't want you to commit too much. This is what, and I'm gonna tell you why. I have a story, right? That's on YouTube. It's about Naomi Campbell, right? I worked with her. I mean, I've watched this bitch get, you know what I'm saying, butt naked, you know what I mean, and push a bowl of fucking weed in front of me. Like, yo, I watch these bitches double coke up their nose like nothing. You know what I'm saying? Real talk, respectfully. I worked with Nigel Barker. I used to be his stand-in because me and him have the same stature and same height. So when he wasn't be able to be on set, for hours, wherever they was gonna have them, they would have me as a stand-in. I worked with Sherry Shepherd for 3 years, my nigga. I done been to her house, took care of her kid. You know what I'm saying? I used to go buy her fuck. The reason why I'm giving you this backdrop, right? Tamar Braxton. I remember one time this bitch wanted me to come to work on a Saturday. Shit, her and Vince was going through mad shit. Me and Vince was crazy cool, but
Big dude, her husband, yeah.
Her husband, me and Vince is tight. Yo, matter of fact, Vince,
like a cool dude. Yeah, that's right.
I worked on the Braxton family values. The only one that wasn't there was Tamar. She and you want to know what? She was doing a deal behind these bitches' backs. You know what I'm saying? Hey yo, that bitch fired me because he likes young hood niggas. You know what I'm saying? Back then, I was a young hood nigga. So she tried to get me to come in on day I was off and take her up to Woodbury Commons. I was like, hell no, I'm not going. Next day, they fired me. You know what I'm saying? She married my homegirl. So his wife right now, you know what I'm saying? Salute to her. I'm not going to say her name. Me and her are very, very tight. Matter of fact, her ex-husband, he got murdered in PA. I used to get money with the nigga. I met her in PA. Next thing you know, she moved to the Bronx. She moved to a building right next door to mine. And when she was first meeting G-Dep, when he was locked up, I used to talk to her every day about this because she knew I was the only nigga in the hood that did that much time. You know what I'm saying? So salute to G-Dep. But G-Dep,
that's right.
He was smoking dust. He went and burned the nigga up. You know what I mean? Shot a motherfucker up under the on Park Avenue in Harlem years ago. And then, you know what I mean? Black Rob was smoking crack. Keith Murray lived with me. And when I tell you Black Rob was smoking crack, this ain't a rumor. Yo, Black Rob, main bitch, and my baby mother was best friends. The bitch was a stripper. You know what I'm saying? I used to hang out with Black Rob all the time. Black Rob hands, when you look at Black Rob hands, you could tell he was a crackhead. DMX used to come to Def Jam. I worked at Def Jam. Rockefeller, Murder Inc. You know what I mean? I worked at all these shits. Dipset, all that shit that was in the Universal building. I done been all around. Keith Murray lived in my house, nigga. For a whole fucking year. Yo, this nigga birthday is the same day as mine, my nigga. The exact same day. Hey, yo, Keith Murray. One day I wake up in the morning. Keith Murray's in my fucking living room doing push-ups, drinking 40 ounces on my mama. You know what I'm saying? We go down to Miami. This nigga beats this nigga up named AV, almost take his eyeball out of socket. That's how he loses dip, right? DMX, I watch them niggas. The point I'm trying to make, right, is that when we talk about Diddy, we're talking about the niggas that come from, you know, the music business 101. We're talking about the niggas. We're talking about the executives. We're talking about the niggas that found out the game and signed artists, but never taught the niggas the game, right? Niggas like Master P and them niggas figured out the game. Tony Draper and them niggas, but the New York niggas, it was under a stronghold. You know what I'm saying? And trust me, this is the last story I'm gonna tell you. The same way I worked in the record industry for 4 or 5 years, I worked in television even longer, right? I'm gonna tell you, there's a show called The Bad Girls Club. I'm in front of the building that they shooting the shit at, right? I'm the key PA at this time. This is when I'm first getting in the game. You know what I'm saying? With production and stuff, right? Hey yo, I'm trying to bag the bitches. They got me going up in there. There's 50 bitches up in there auditioning. They got me bringing these bitches half of waters and bags of chips. They want me to starve them on purpose, my nigga. Like I'm like, yo, these are the baddest bitches in New York and outside because they coming from everywhere to do this shit, right, Dice? MCD. Hey yo, when I'm going back there, when I go buy them food, I'm going to buy them, you know, like hot food, and I'm gonna take care of these bitches. Yo, my production, the managers, like, yo, nigga, I dare you, get them bitches potato chips. You know what I'm saying? Shit like that. And I'm like, what the fuck? Why they doing this for? I didn't know at that time, right? I'm in front of the building.
Why was they starving them?
I'm gonna tell you right now, right? Because they want action, nigga. They want action. They want them to starve. Hey, yo, listen, look. Well, I'm trying to bag one of the bitches in front of the building. My walkie-talkie go off, right? My production coordinator, my production manager tells me, yo, come in the building real quick. I gotta talk to you. Her name is Patricia. She's like, yo, Mac, don't talk to none of these bitches. I'm like, yo, how you know I was talking? She said the whole building is rigged. She said I can hear your whole conversation with the bitch in front of the building. We got the building mic'd up. And I'm like, so why you only talk to one of the bitches? I just take the bitch across the street. They ain't mic'd up across the street, right? She like, yo, listen, we selected these bitches. We found these bitches through the Long Island Health Database, we found bitches that's perfect. They affected. They got bitches that was infected with diseases, my nigga. They grabbed that was specifically. They listen. Understand this, right? The casting. When they make those calls are only going to bad bitches that was recently in the hospital for sexually transmitted diseases. I swear on my mama's life, I'm telling you the truth, my nigga. They source the bitches. So what I'm saying about Diddy and those gatekeepers, you know what I mean? The Andre Harrell, another faggot, right? God bless his soul, right? When they hire these people, go listen to Tekashi 6ix9ine. Tekashi said, "Yo, listen. When you make it to a certain level, they tell you got to go sit down with Spotify. You got to go sit down with Apple Music. Why? Because you're not going to go any further. People are selected. Right. And the same way you see these great groups. How could we have this conversation when me and you come from the same era, Dice, and we used to where's 112? Where's Total? Where's this one? There's Danity Kane. Where's Making the Band? Where's these people at? Right. Listen, Babs is my homegirl. You know what I'm saying? That's my dog. I got videos with what's the Dylon. I got videos.
I remember him. Yeah.
Hey, yo, and everybody's story is the same in this regard. That everybody that was chosen down from Biggie. Remember, look at the stories. They solve stories. They stories of despair, my nigga. They picking damaged goods. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not saying that Diddy ain't guilty. I know that nigga guilty for way more shit than they ever going to find out, because there's some people that's dead, right? But when it comes down to the people, like Cassie, think about Cassie. People were looking at Cassie like Cassie was a victim. But when you look under the hood, you're thinking, okay, how do we victimize Cassie? Okay, we victimize Cassie after the news releases that video with him in the towel chasing the bitch down. Now, ask yourself this. They talk about everything else, but they never talk about what the fuck was in the bag that made that nigga pop out. Because the narrative could easily be, yo, Diddy is crazy. He woke up seeing the bitch leaving after fucking her for 2 days. Nigga, what was in that Louis bag? You know what I'm saying? And when you go dig up under that and you find out there's 100,000, even anybody's going to, you know what I'm saying, chase a bitch out the fucking hotel that got 100,000. And what you going to do? You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying, and then listen, a lot of victims said Cassie was right there the whole entire time. He cashed out, man. And that's what Young Miami's trying to do. Young Miami's trying to pull a Cassie, if you ask me. You know what I'm saying?
East New York said free Diddy.
I say the same thing. Free that black man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Free Diddy.
Hey, yo, listen, because he want to put the baby oil on somebody and he want to go raw. Do your thing, baby. Do your thing.
There's nothing against the law with that. That's not against the law. That's right.
But it's fucked up when you giving Usher the herpes, my nigga. It's fucked up when you taking these niggas to Flavor Camp and you fucking Justin Bieber and all them. My nigga, come on, bro. You dirty son of a bitch.
Yeah, Justin Bieber, I don't even remember him. He's fucked up right now, bro.
Yeah, and now if Young Miami was a nigga, I'd have been like, yo, he's guilty. But I don't think he's guilty. I think she, just like that little Slim joint, right? That got the monster. Yo, when I first heard her story, bro, I was doing reactions. I was like, damn. You know, I was thinking, damn, I'd have fucked this bitch too, right? We never even. I'd have went up in that raw, nigga. I'd have been pulling her hair trying to get her pregnant. Are you kidding me? You know what I'm saying? Hey, yo, and I'm not Diddy. But then, hey, yo, I was up in, listen, I was damn near crying. This bitch was weighing 30 pounds, my nigga, soaking wet. 30 pounds. When I first heard her story, bro, I was in tears, my nigga. I was like, this pretty bitch, this pussy done went to waste. She done fucked with some dirty dick, right? And it had nothing to do with celebrities. It was, you know what she was going viral for? She was going viral for being a pretty bitch that revealed that she got the monster. Let's keep it real, y'all. Those in the audience that know that bitch already, tell me I'm not lying. Because she didn't, yo, listen, go to them comments on any video that she's doing. You know what's going to happen? You're going to read the real shit from people that knows what's going on, that been following it. Well, yo, when they pull these stories out, bro, some of these things I've been following and looking at for years. You know what I'm saying? And the legit ones, this is where, okay, let's go to Black Rob, right? I mean, excuse me, not Black Rob. Let's go to Craig Mack. Craig Mack was damn near sucking on a white man penis, you know what I'm saying, and a coat when he went before he died. Craig Mack said he got kidnapped and fucked. Craig Mack was running around with them mooks for years. Let's not lie. Let's not act like we didn't see that mook nigga in Big Papa video. Come on, bro.
Animal with LL Cool J. He said his shit. That was a dude. That's a fact. That's a fact.
It was like, yo, that bitch got a fat ass, bro. Years later, it was a dude.
That's a fact.
Papa loved it.
That's a fact, bro.
When she does it, even you know what I mean? Like, yo, my nigga, all of those niggas, right? Even if you look at Biggie lyrics and all that shit, a lot of things, you know what I mean, was okay. Let's not take away because look, we gotta respect legacy. You know what I'm saying? Even R. Kelly has a legacy. Everybody has their legacy. You know what I'm saying? But when we look at what's going on, Leo Cohen, who runs YouTube music for YouTube now, right? Why would they hire a bastard like that? You know what I'm saying? A dude that goes from taking a Def Jam from Russell Simmons, you know, they do their thing, right? Yeah. It goes from 300 and something artists down to about 7 artists under the leadership of Leo Cohen. And then Leo Cohen leaves the building. When Leo Cohen leaves the building, what happened? The Rockefeller breaks up. The feds are up in there. Now we can't come in the building. I used to go to the building. If security, I knew security in the building, so that's how I used to get in. But there was no longer phone calls coming from Def Jam or Universal to allow people to go up in the building. You had to be escorted by security. After a while, I just stopped going up there because it was a desert in there. You know what I mean? That Def Jam was the Titanic. You know what I'm saying? Hey yo, they got sunk. Def Jam was one of the only record labels that within the building you had a printing press, you had a complete promotional. Like they made the CDs there. They pushed them out from there. They reviewed new artists from there. They had rehearsal rooms there. They had boardrooms. They had like a diner. I watched DMX come up in there. You know, like when you go to the pizza shop and you're going to get your punch or orange drink or something. That machine he got. That's right. Yo, that nigga used to all the way over here. Bro, he used to send niggas to the store to get a pound of sugar and take a pound of sugar and pour it up in there and drink that whole entire thing, my nigga, in a half hour. Red Man, I'm talking about a heyday Red Man, Meth Man walking through the buildings, burning weed with Kevin Lyles, Keith Murray and them up in there, Death Squad niggas, the Dipset niggas, the Bloodline niggas. That was DMX record company. Niggas ain't know DMX had a record company.
I didn't even know that just now.
It's called Bloodline Records, bro. You know what I'm saying? Hey yo, my girl, my baby mother, my daughter's mother, wrote one of his biggest articles. It was for the Ad magazine. DMX came out of what they call him, a rehab. He came out to rehab, and then when they had him in rehab, he was like what they call that? Where you live there for like a week. It's like indoor or it's something
in-house, inpatient.
Inpatient. He was an inpatient for 7 days. I watched this nigga because I had to take my baby mother there. The article took about 7 days for her to complete. You know what I'm saying? Because he was schizophrenic. Like coming, you know what I'm saying? Like he was schizo. He was mad skinny. He wasn't like, remember the fat DMX that came out? He wasn't that guy. He was a zombie, bro. And guess what? Def Jam loved it. They loved the fact that DMX was a crackhead. They loved the fact that Keith Murray, you know what I'm saying, was a fucking adult sad. They all of those things. They love the fact that I remember when ODB came home. He started working at Rockefeller. He was signed to Rock. Yo, I used to look at ODB and the nigga face was so big from medication and swollen, bro. You know what I mean? Like for real, bro. You know, I watched a lot of sob stories, but I looked at it being by design, the nature of the game. You know what I'm saying? And when it comes down to it, a lot of artists
keep them fucked up.
Yeah, and a lot of the artists that did make it was the ones that was fucking, the ones that was partying with niggas. You know what I'm saying? The ones that decided to stop, like Bentley Farnsworth. You know what I'm saying?
Holding the umbrella and all that. Yeah.
Yeah, Harv Pierre and all these dudes in the background. You know what I'm saying? This is Diddy's background. You know what I'm saying? Stevie J and all these niggas. You gotta remember, Stevie J and the mad rapper. Remember Derek D. Angeletti? You know
that's
what?
mad rapper. Yeah.
D. formed the Hitmen, right? He got 5 DJs together, and I mean producers, and then guess what? Diddy paid each one of those niggas $5,000 to $10,000 for all those beats that they made, my nigga. And then he stole all they publishing and got rid of them niggas, bro. And if they didn't want to fuck, he got rid of them, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like real talk. It was just that simple back then. You know what I mean? So when you look at Loon is the nigga that you need to listen to, right? Because look, the reason why I say Loon is because Loon has never been a clout chaser. Just like G Dep has never been a clout chaser. G Dep is one of the realest niggas to ever come from Bad Boy Records. To stand on his shit, come home. You see him with Shine.
He caught that murder. He went and turned himself in. That's a fact.
Yeah, Shine. You know what I mean? You do have some success stories within it, but those are the niggas. Them niggas right there is motherfuckers that had the extreme luck. Let's just put it that way. Because most people don't get that lucky. After a lot of the people, you know, that was famous like that destroy themselves. They destroy their own selves because they can't live with the fact that they're unsuccessful. And people, you know, this perception of who these people are supposed to be when we meet them. I've realized from being around a lot of celebrities, Dice, that that just like one. This is what I know. Just like in my life, I've learned that the baddest bitches are the easiest ones to hurt their feelings. You know what I'm saying? It's the easiest one. Yeah, man. The ugly bitches, man. Ugly bitches got some good pussy and they're a challenge. You know what I'm saying? Bad bitches, their egos are easily fractured, right? And that's how a lot of those old artists are. You know, they go into hiding. They don't want to do a regular job because this perception of success. They think that, okay, I know this song by heart. You should be rich. Not if you got your publishing stole. Not if that's the name of the game. If the name of the game was to rob you from the beginning, they did a successful job.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
That's right. That's a cold-blooded fact.
If I tell you some of the bitches I fucked in the game, bro, like I fucked a lot of celebrity bitches too. By mistake, you can fuck these bitches. All you gotta do is be around them.
He said by mistake, y'all.
Easy pussy, bro. That's what I'm telling you. Easy buns.
Shit. He said by mistake.
You gotta have the audacity, though. You gotta have the audacity. You gotta understand that these people are human. You know what I'm saying?
That's right. Human fucking beings. That's right.
And one thing they respect more than anything, you know what I mean? All the celebrities I've been around was raw honesty. You know what I'm saying? Raw honesty, because they don't really get that. You know what I mean? Like when you gotta think about it, right? When I go to McDonald's, or which I rarely do, but if I ever go to a drive-through, like one of those bum ass spots like McDonald's, Wendy's, or White Castle, you know, if I get to the window and the woman does a good job, guess what? I reward her. You want to know why I reward her? Because most of the bitches, they pat in their head. They got an attitude when you come to the window. So now when I see somebody that just does their job, I might give them a tip. I mean, they be like, what you give me this for? Nothing. Yeah, you just did a good job. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
So it's like you're paying them just for being real. You know what I'm saying? And you will find, like in the game, in the music industry and in television, entertainment business, you ain't gonna find too many real ones. You're gonna find greedy ones. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? And they find a way to exploit you. Remember when Shine got signed? Shine got signed for $900,000, almost $1 million, and all recoupable money, meaning that was essentially a big ass loan that he got. That's why he wasn't even, you know what I'm saying? Like recoupable money means that you owe me back. Like, okay, I'm managing you, Dice. You're the sensation of Brooklyn. You know what I mean? Your name buzzing on
budget, but I gotta pay it back no matter what. That's what they expected my sales to be. That's right.
That's right. So whatever your sales, your percentages of anything, merchandising. I mean, today's 360 deals. Back then, it was okay. We're just taking your overhead money and we're gonna pay you per diem. So look, check this out. The money that we do give you is still imaginary because guess what? Now I'm gonna get you a video done. Here's Hype Williams. Yeah, Hype Williams. He charges $200,000, but really Hype is only charging $17,000. That's what we telling you. We gonna put the rest in our pocket. You know what I'm saying? We just stealing the money right back from you, right up under your nose. You got a Hype video. Man, knock it off, man. If Hype was getting 50,000 off of that, he lucky. Same thing with Swizz Beatz, where they was saying these niggas getting $200,000 a beat. somebody was getting a big percentage of that as well. You know what I'm saying?
Makes
For
sense.
brokering that sort of deal. You know what I mean? Because that's a finesse job.
That's right.
How is them same beats that was $200,000 back then free today? You know what I'm saying? They free. You could have AI make me a beat. I could press the side button on my phone right now and tell them, yo, make me a song about Dice Show. Matter of fact, I'm gonna do it while you doing. While you here right now, I'm gonna make this AI song.
AI shit is real, man.
My nigga. Drop the link. I'm gonna go on. I'm gonna hit the link. You're gonna see me pop up in not even 3 minutes. But 5 minutes. I'm gonna have an AI song about what we talking about right now. Watch this.
Say no more. Yo, shout out to Mac Dave for pulling up and giving us some of that acknowledgement, because, like he said, he was around that industry for a long time. When he get back up here, I want to ask him about the situation with Jim Jones. So let's get into this right quick. Ever since they gave us legal marijuana in certain states, especially New York, it seems like since New York has been rewarded with recreational marijuana and they gave you these stipulations. They said in the street, if you're walking around in the street, you could have up to 3 ounces of weed in New York. You could have 3 ounces of weed on you in New York. They said when it comes to growing weed, because a lot of people are buying seeds now, cultivating their own marijuana in their homes, they said you could have up to 2, sometimes 3 plants, depending on where you're at, as far as being next to a school. It seems like the ignorance of some of these now bodega store owners that are trying to enterprise and capitalize off this new legalization of marijuana, it seems like they don't want to follow the rules. See, that's what fucks up everything when you don't want to follow the rules. They're running up in these stores, they're confiscating all the marijuana, all the gummies, paraphernalia, et cetera, but if they went and applied for their license, none of these things would be able to happen. Let's check out what happened in Brooklyn, man. They said this is one of the biggest weed spot raids ever. And of course, it's in Brooklyn, New York. Let's get into it. Let's go. Remember, you heard it first. City boy, salute.
They're leaving with laptops. Yeah, they just raided his and hers and Love Story and Big Boy store. They taking all the tobacco, all the grabba, all the papers, everything, the weed and all that. When it's legal, I don't get it. And what agencies are here? We got the sheriffs, the New York sheriff. We got the DEA. We got the detectives. We got the damn police department. We got the ambulance. We got everybody in their damn mama here. Well, they not FBI. I know there's going to be a fentanyl raid somewhere today in Brooklyn. There's got to be a fentanyl raid somewhere. No more rounds. SK DIX10. Marijuana. Marijuana. Undisputable. Police and NYPD conducting this raid together. More interesting.
I just wanted to show y'all the after it. I just wanted to show y'all the aftermath of what went down. And I'm going to show y'all right now what they actually was going for. And it doesn't make sense. It just doesn't make sense to me. You know why it doesn't make sense to me? Like the young lady just said, it's legal. It's legal. If it's so legal, why would they do that? Yo, Mac, let me hear that music. Yeah, that's Bush Beatties, New York.
Yeah. Big dice on the block, no peace in the air. Diddy moving foul like he just don't care. Young Miami caught in his twisted snare. You did it worse than Cassie, but that ain't fair. Freaky exec with a penthouse lair. Chains on the table, but the soul ain't there. Mac mean say your dice, just know. The artist you defend ain't pure though. But nasty is nasty, we all see the show. Expose the kingpin, let the world know. Nasty habits on the light still glow. Diseases pass like tracks in the studio. Expose the kingpin, let the world know. Yeah. You got the cash, but your morals broke. Contract signed with invisible smoke. Girls in the game caught in a crew joke. Miami in tears while the city spoke. Dice ain't quiet, now I'm gonna provoke. That's nasty, bro, even calm but choke. Mac mean say your dice tread light. These streets don't care who's wrong or right. The kiddy's been dirty under the night. Yeah.
That's AI?
Yes. No, hold up. Look. Listen to this one. Hold up.
What the fuck?
Look.
Big dice on the block, no filter in my teeth. I heard the rumor spread sick like a Greek breeze. Why the pretty lights flash, why the girls get burned? All that gloss on your coat, but the truth stays churned. City talk late, now the tenement roof. They whisper on the wind like you're scared of the proof. Big office, big chair, big freak in the suit. All the money in the air, still the sickest in the fruit. You treat bodies like trophies on a dusty shelf, but diseases don't care about your hidden wealth. Dirty paper cuts, blood on the deal. You did your Miami worse than the steel in the heel. Dirty paper cuts, mask on the face. Got her praying in the dark for a clean blood trace. Dirty paper cuts, freak exec thrill. You can't hide a lab test in a house on the hill. Mac mean hit the jack, said dice be wise. These are the same saints, they be selling they lies. They be chasing that bag, they be bending that truth. Every halo in the game got a crack go tooth. Dice not slow, yeah, I know what it is. Everybody in the circle.
So you see what it said?
That's crazy.
It said big office chair. It said you treat bodies like trophies on the dusty shelf, but diseases don't care about your hidden wealth. Dirty paper cuts, blood on the deal. You did young Miami worse than the steel on her heels. Dirty paper cuts, mask on the face, got her praying in the dark for a clean blood trace. That nigga said Mac Mean hit the jack like dice. Be wise, these artists ain't saints. They be selling lies, they be chasing that bag, they bending that truth. Every halo in the game got a crack gold tooth. Dice not slow, yeah, I know. But what it is, everybody in the circle got a stain on the bibs. Yo, you know what I'm saying? Hey, yo, I just gave it a small.
You just broke out and did that.
I just gave this shit a small prompt. No, not really detailed at all. And it just came up with that. That's what they're in competition with now. So I'm just saying that as simple as it was for me to do that, it's as simple as they could make a beat that they was charging $200,000 for. It was all fuck game. Swiss was never getting that money. Dr. Dre was never getting that money. It was all promo for you to invest more money into them. You know what I'm saying? But really, that money was getting it was getting money getting split all around. Think about it. Like the beats that was being made, when you go look at the producer of the beat, who's the executive producer? Diddy. We was thinking that Diddy was making beats back then because his name was on everything. Just like when you see Jay-Z, Dame Dash, and Kareem Biggs Burks as executive producers. Yo, bro, they pay off the producer. The producer get a set amount of money. He signs off on the beat. Today they do split deals. You know what I'm saying? Back then, it was like we paid you off. Yeah, we got you up out of the way. And who got the money was the artist off a point scale. Think about it like this. The albums we was buying back then was $17.99. The most that they could get off of that album, the absolute most, and only a few people was getting that, was $1.80 off of each unit.
Jesus.
18 points. I'm telling you, that's how they ran it. They ran it on the point system.
That's right.
You,
Points. That's what Half used to say. God bless the dead. I ain't making them. He said they ain't giving me the right points when he was on the Firm album. That's a
half
fact.
a mil.
That's a fact.
Yeah. So, but
speaking about his points on the Firm album because he said he wrote most of the hottest joints on that album.
Yeah, but half a mil. You gotta think how he came in the game too. See, he went through the mud and understood how records were being broke. He started on Stretching Papito. Matter of fact, before
me and him
Stretching
was on
Papito.
Stretching Papito.
That's what's up. But now that's
me
when
on
I
YouTube. I got that on YouTube. Man, if you type in Big Dice, Half a Mil featuring Big Dice, we did Stretch Armstrong. We did SOBs and we did a spot in Pratt Institute. Back in the days. That's a fact.
That's
me and him and my man
up. My baby mom graduated from Pratt. You know what I'm saying? That's where I was trying to go before I got locked up. I'm gonna tell you like this.
Don't even know about Pratt Institute. That's a fact.
Yeah, that was like a big thing for my baby mother. Pratt Institute. I used to live. You want to know why? I lived over there on Hancock and Troop. You know what I'm saying?
I stay on Emerson and Waverly, right over there.
Oh yeah, I was over there on Hancock and Troop with my baby mother, and she put me on the Pratt Institute because I didn't know about it. You know, I'm from the Bronx.
Yeah.
You know, I had no clue about that. But yo, but back to what I was saying, just as a reminder, is that all of these niggas, you know what I'm saying, like in the rap game, them old dinosaur niggas like that, you gotta remember, man, all of those niggas right there was accustomed to robbing people, even down to Heavy D. They, you know what I mean? You go to the Heavy D and you know what I'm saying? Like they was robbing niggas.
That's a fact.
Heavy D robbed McGruff. McGruff is the best rapper ever come out of Harlem, but McGruff ain't.
That's a fact. He never fucking Big L on 139. That's a fact.
Yeah, he never made it because they had him under a fuck deal. You know what I'm saying? And what does he end up doing? Going back to Harlem, selling fucking dust. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man.
Gambling spots too in the abandoned building. That's a fact.
Come on, man. I know these niggas, bro.
Yo, tell me what you were saying earlier in the chat. That's what I wanted to hear too. About Jim Jones taking your style. Yeah,
Jim
you clown
Jones.
050 salute.
Yeah, you clown up in this joint, salute.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Hey, look, Jim Jones. Me and China have been talking about this for the last 2 weeks, right? We about to run the story. Yeah, I was working at, like I said, I worked at Def Jam. You know what I mean? And I was
my little cousin. Hold on. Was you at Rockefeller when Big Face Gary was the A&R?
Yeah, me and Gary was just talking about that.
You know my little cousin Travis.
I don't know. I probably don't remember more off top.
Big
but I remember. Listen, I remember Gary. Gary, it was a funny nigga back then. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yo, Mac Mean, turn your TV down. That's Max. Appreciate you, clown. That's Mac TV.
My TV? I ain't got no TV on.
Something is echoing off you. Something. Yeah, that's coming from you.
Oh, you know what it is? I don't have echo cancellation on. Let me put that on.
Oh, hold on.
There you go. Better now?
Hello? Yeah, we go. That's all. That's a fact. Devon, I see you in the building coming in from Chicago. I see you, sis.
I had echo cancellation off. You know
but tell me about the Jim Jones story and him from what you feeling.
Yeah, man.
The style and all that. Because I remember you said that the other night.
Yeah, everybody know this shit. Yo, listen.
Yo, vibes, salute, boy. Bad vibes in the building, y'all.
What's
and
up?
I
What's
see
up?
You too, Holly.
My nigga, bad vibes. Yeah, it came from when I was working over there at Def Jam. You know what I'm saying? Because you gotta remember, I was on the promo team over there. When I was doing that vampire shit, if you go back, right? There's a kid named Millie's, white boy, right? I used to manage him back in the days, right?
Bought him in Boston?
Yeah, bought him in New York and all that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got stories up on YouTube about this shit, right?
Yeah, from Boston. I think Jadakiss just signed him or something.
He been signed. We signed him damn near 15 years ago, bro.
Damn.
You know what I'm saying? Millie's been around for a minute.
Damn. Go ahead. I'm listening.
Almost 15 years ago, bro. You know what I'm saying? Actually, the first video they did was called The Plug. If you go back to the video, I'm the plug in the fucking video, my nigga, with Jada and him. You know what I'm saying? Like, so, yeah, but Jimmy, the reason how Jimmy got the vampire shit is because I did a show at Jacob Javits Center. I had a boot company.
Took me back, bro. You don't know nothing about no Jacob Javits Center, son. You took me back, man.
Yeah. Look, I had a show there.
Car shows up there.
Yeah, but they also did like the magic show. Not the magic show, but you know, New York's version of it. They used to have like the fashion show at Jacob Javits, right? Mm-hmm. Now at At that time, I had a company called EMAC. If you go up on Instagram right now, the company's still up. You can see all my boots. Back then, I was doing all the boots like Dipset boots, like you know, remember all of those Timberlands they was rocking with the fucking
on it,
yeah, those are my boots. You know what I'm saying? I had a contract with Jewels and we used to release those boots at Santana's Town up on Saint Nick. You know what I'm saying? So I'm saying that the shit that I was doing, you know what I mean, with the vampire shit, I never bought the name. You know, I bought Daywalker and then he started biting that shit later on, but that's how he stole it. He just stole it from me being around working at Def Jam. You know what I mean? Just, you know, I had got stabbed up and I had went to the hospital for a little while. During that time is when he went and fucking bought the name. You know what I'm saying? This is in 2011. But the thing is that it also was shut down in 2011. The whole vampire shit, you know what I'm saying? Because the deal was brokered between him, Dame Dash, and Bobby Dash. Bobby Dash is my man. I never knew Bobby Dash had something to do with it until we went to Texas one year, right? I go to Texas with this nigga, and we just having a conversation, and I just started talking about the shit. Like, you know, this nigga Jimmy stole that vampire shit from me, man. You know what I'm saying? Before I could incorporate the fucking name, the nigga went and stole the fucking name. And the reason how he got it was Ak with the Glock, Yemen Cheese, the nigga that got shot with Chinx Drugs. Remember when Chinx Drugs got shot?
Yeah.
Well, me and him was doing a mixtape with this girl, this DJ. Her name is Lazy K, right? And
Yeah,
this
that's
kid.
my man, ex-girl. That's MX girl, nigga, the Colombian chick.
Yeah, she was staying out in Jersey, right? Now, so Lazy K was doing these mixtapes. We had these mixtapes called Married to the Mob, right?
And she had the murder mommies.
The murder mommies. That's right.
That's a fact. In 95, she was fucking with my nigga M. She used to be on Utica Avenue. Oh shit, son. Go ahead.
So big game. So Lazy K, Ak had to go out there to go get the Yemen Cheese, to get the mixtapes or whatever, right? And I'm the only nigga that had a license at that time. They all used to record in my studio. So I decided to drive these niggas there, but I still had shirts from the Jacob Javison because remember I told you me and Jewels we was doing the boots and shit. You know what I'm saying? But really I was rocking with Jewel's mother. You know what I'm saying? Because she the one that ran the Santana's Town. But anyway, I still had mad shirts left over from that particular show at the Jacob Javits, right? So I left those shits inside of Ak with the Glocks truck. He had a X5 back then. You know what I'm saying? We painted the shit red and yellow like to match Gucci. Anyway, so we do that. We go get the mixtapes. I leave a box of them shits in a joint, right? Now I'm working on this show called The Face. You know what I mean? This is with Naomi Campbell, right? While I'm at the show, the dude that got me on the show also shot the video. His name was All City Smitty. Y'all can go look him up. He shot a lot of the early firm videos and shit like that. Anyway, Smitty shoots the video for Jim Jones, the Vampire Life video, right? So this is when he first started stealing the shit, right? He didn't have no they didn't have nobody, they didn't have a uniform look, just put it that way, you know what I'm saying? And they needed something to make the video uniform. The Ak gives them a box of my shirts, the Vampire Life shirts. And then after that, all you hear is Vampire Life. Niggas hitting me up like, you
should copyrighted that shit, man.
Yeah, I didn't know back then. You gotta understand.
Name, bro.
Listen, back then I'm moving from state to state. I'm on mad different tours doing promo. It was just something we was doing. I didn't look at it as I didn't look at it like how an artist would look at it and look at it as an opportunity.
It's like Vamp Life. We always outside at night. It's just a little catchy phrase. I understand. That's a fact,
bro. And that's exactly what. Now, if you go back, look at videos. Go to type up Mac Mean Harlem. You'll see me and Millie's when Millie's was a young ass kid. Even if you go look at my interviews with Millie's, he'll tell you that I've been having Millie's around me since he was 16 years old. I used to have to go to Boston to get permission from his mother to take him out to New York, nigga.
Yeah, he's from Boston. That's right.
He's from Cambridge. Cambridge.
That's right. I think he's nice, though. Tell you the truth, I think he's nice.
Millie's is dumb nice. Millie's has been grinding.
5 said that's relatable. That's crazy though. Because
hey, yo,
like, I'm not gonna front. He took that shit.
Why you think he got? Listen, why you think he got me blocked on? Listen, and then on top of that, now we get to the Max B story, which we about to tell, right? Now Max B at that time he stopped fucking with Jimmy, so they start coming to my studio, right? Max B, I already had French Montana over there, you know what I mean? Me and French was already rocking for some other shit, you know what I'm saying? That ain't got nothing to do with music, you know what I'm saying?
Copy.
So me and French was rocking. Matter of fact, I was fucking French manager at the time. Her name is Jolie O'Wave. This is how me and Hood TMZ know each other, because Jolie was used to fuck with Hood back in the days too. You know what I'm saying? So, like I'm saying is that, okay, let's put it this way, right? In the record, in the music industry, a lot of these niggas don't be having skills from the beginning. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people that was around me at the time where I worked at Def Jam will tell you this exact statement I'm about to make. That Jay-Z stole his whole style from Young Chris. You know what I'm saying? Jay-Z.
I've been said that the similarity in them two. Chris has been one of the most underrated MCs in a long time.
I'm gonna explain it. I'm explaining how they systematically reinvented Jay-Z by using Young Chris. You know what I'm saying? Young Chris, you have to remember, right? Jay-Z at that time, you know, like what we like about these artists at the time when we like them, you know what I'm saying? A lot of times, let's keep it 1,000, right? A lot of times they lose that edge because they're not in the street, you know what I mean, or whatever. They don't got it. So they have these artists there under per diem, you know what I mean? Like, I'm gonna keep it real. I'm one of the niggas that helped break the Can't Stop Won't Stop record, right? Dame and them niggas would not touch that record. There was a kid that worked there with me. His name was Ramsey, right? And Ramsey loved those little niggas. You know what I'm saying? He believed in them. You know what I'm saying? And he liked that song. I didn't even like that song, but I helped promote that song. You know what I'm saying? But let's keep it real. They would have never, ever dropped unless somebody had to put their own energy, own money up into that. They slept on the record. A lot of the point I'm trying to make is that a lot of those artists that was there, they was never going to make it. They was only there for the real artists to replenish their styles. That's the only thing they were there.
Copy.
You know?
To actually delete you off them.
Yeah, Jimmy sold. So how Jimmy stole my shit was initially was for me leaving my merch and Aqua the Glock shit. You know what I'm saying? And then, you know, Aqua the Glock will tell you this. You know what I mean? Like we speak a lot. You know what I mean? I'm always on his lives and shit like that. Everything that I'm saying, all of these niggas is gonna co-sign. This is why Jimmy got me blocked. This is why he got me blocked. That's gonna be the last story. Me and China gonna blow that up.
Yeah, I'm interested in this type of work because I remember you've always said that. You've always been adamant about the fact that
now when you go to
created, he ran with. You always said that.
Now when you look at what Hassan Campbell said, right? Hassan Campbell will get on the internet and say that Jim Jones stole Vampire Life from me and shot me in my head and then killed my brother and all type of weird shit like that. You know what I'm saying? But the reason why he says all that, he's repeating what stupid ass Bullets Gotti done said. You know what I'm saying? Basically,
Ron BX salute.
Yeah, Ron salute. You know what I'm saying? My nigga Bad Vibes salute to the vibes. You know,
that's crazy, bro. Shot you in your head and killed your bro. Yo, one thing about Hassan Campbell, he does know how to narrate whatever it is. If it's fake,
that's a hell of a stretch to put your name on. You know what I'm saying? When you know the only nigga that ever been in your house, which is Wild Bill, is my son. You know what I'm saying? And he know for a fact, and ain't nobody ever shot Mac me. You know what I'm saying? That's what I went to jail for. I went to jail for putting a nigga up out of here, allegedly for shooting a motherfucker. I ain't go to jail for nigga shoot me. You know what I'm saying?
Copy.
But that's how when he first started stealing it, niggas would be hitting me up. You know what I mean? Like, yo, the nigga Jimmy is on the radio saying Vampire Life. Nigga, you want me? Let me show you something. I'm gonna share something with you, right? I'm gonna share.
I remember you saying that for a minute though, Matt. So I gotta say it's some relevance to it because you've always been adamant about that whole vamp life.
There's no way in the world I would be. You know what I mean, like
always said that shit. That's a fact.
Watch this. I've been on that shit, my nigga. I was even like when these niggas was wearing big, goofy, wild looking clothes, my nigga. I'm gonna show you something.
This man was wearing the 5X Everybody's wearing the big jeans and the 4X and 5X wife beaters. Yeah.
Them big ass hats and shit like that, nigga.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Bro, I came out
That's
there
a fact,
with some.
Ron. He said, yo, Mac been telling this story. That's a fact. I've heard Mac say this on mad times on his thing. Anytime something come up with Jim Jones, Mac be like, fuck that nigga, he took my style. I thought you was just trolling at first, but nah. I understand what you mean, bro. That's crazy.
My nigga, Jim Jones got Vampire Life in 2011. I created Vampire Life in 2002. You know what I'm saying? This is 15 years ago, nigga. Look at this shit.
Damn, son.
This is when it was uploaded to YouTube, but this was done in 2009. That's me right there with the ponytail.
I see you, nigga, looking like a young Kaiser Soze.
Oh. That's in front of my building. Look, that's Millie's right there.
Yeah.
Now look. Now let me show you something, right? There's a bunch of these videos up from back then. There's videos with me performing, and all you gotta do once you go to that video and you go down the timeline, you're gonna, you know what I'm saying? Now look at this. Now, look, this is me and Millie's right here. All these is that at the bottom, those are interviews. You go look at them shits, and the vampire, you're gonna see that vampire.
I'm back with my young Hebados. Your boy Blanco back there. Got the kid Mick, Fly Mick, you know what I'm saying? My boy Skipper.
This is what
I ain't gonna lie. I'm used to Blue Hunters, but
Benny the Butcher.
I'm not tripping, man.
People salute.
My bad. And this right here for people that's out there. Look at this. Look at these interviews. Like,
that's crazy, bro. That is crazy.
Yeah, I just ain't really unless people ask me about it, I don't really I don't jump into it. You know what I'm saying? If a nigga ask me about it,
amount of times, bro. And you can tell by the way you talk about it that you ain't playing about that shit. So, damn, son. But in that industry, that rap game, you already know, man. That shit, though, if it ain't in paperwork, man. Because my man Do Dirty, the one that I introduced to Have, if I told you all of the artists they just didn't pay him. Save the Last Dance for me.
Hey, listen, the reason why I never tripped because the Vampire Life, the label didn't last more than a year because it was contested. You know what I'm saying? So the label itself hasn't existed since 2011. If y'all go look up the trademarking on it, you'll understand it. Look, my bad.
Nah, yeah, I was Florida's building the Columbia Terrace. And I went in there, and you know, it's a bunch of dudes trapping or whatever.
Hold on.
It was mum rock and shit, and
putting work on them. Shot bitches, shot guys, shot anything.
That song right there that's on in the background, that's me and Millie's on a joint called Coast Mob. We got another joint. We got another joint with Jay Mills. I just did the intro to his new album, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm talking. Nah, Millie's.
Oh, Millie's.
Jay Mills. Me, Jay Mills, and Millie's got a song called Big Money. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Jay Mills, I know he's been spinning the block now, going at it with DNA and now Goods and et cetera, et cetera. But he still got a flow to me. I don't care. I actually think this is good for hip hop. I think this is good for hip hop.
Jay Mills is the hardest thing out right now. Right now, that nigga.
He went crazy on that spin the block again. Like, yeah, I actually think though good competition like that because DNA he's not no slouch, but he's trying. But him and Goods,
he does not.
I like that.
He does not gonna do what it do when it come down to that battle shit. He's not gonna fuck with Mills. Mills got more of a reason to be doing his thing. He's looking at Cassidy, how Cassidy then came back alive for a second and got his bread together, and he's taking advantage of the moment, which I love.
Yeah, I'm anticipating that battle between him and Easy the Block Captain. I really want to see that. I really want, but I don't think that. Tell you the truth, as far as battle rapping, Easy can't fuck with Cassidy, in my opinion.
Nah. But you know what though? Them first battles that Cass had, he had to get his footing because he wasn't looking good. I ain't gonna lie. You know what I'm saying? He didn't look good. He started looking good once he did what he did with Disaster. But you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's a fact. And then he started dropping freestyles after he back to back, putting his pen together.
Smart man. Smart.
It's a fact.
That's what
Cassidy, I'm
Jay
going
Mills
with
is
Cassidy.
following that.
I'm going with Cassidy.
Yeah, Jay Mills is following that blueprint, and that's a beautiful look. You know what I'm saying? I love
Jay Mills is nice. That nigga's nice, bro. Been doing that shit for a long time, man. From the State Building, him and Murder Mook and all of them. You dig what I'm saying? And T-Rexes and all of them. So yeah, I do respect his pen game also.
I remember that shit.
Yeah, the State Building. I remember them from the DVD smack videos and the come up videos and everything. Yeah, I even remember French back in the days when he was on the come up DVDs and everything. Because all of them got you know what I'm saying? It just seems like now rap is really trying to formulate great minds together. Because if it's really true about the Jim Jones and now Max B situation has been resolved and squashed, letting bygones be bygones, I'm proud of both of them individuals. Seriously, I'm proud of both of them because it was only inevitable if they would have continued with this publicity as far as Jim is against him and he's against Jim, because they're being watched. Every move they make is being watched.
Yeah. Max B's gonna end up doing this thing. He's gonna do good. The wave is free, you know what I'm saying? I
heard a little snippet of the shit he got with Jadakiss. Fire.
Yeah.
I heard a little snippet.
You don't lose that. You don't that shit don't just go away. You know what I'm saying? Especially when people are keeping you alive while you in the joint. You know what I'm saying?
I totally commend French Montana and his family. But French, like I said, I've always liked his music, especially the Mac and Cheese eras. But the dedication and loyalty he showed to Max B, I really have learned to respect him a lot more because he got away from shit. Like he's engaged to the richest man in Dubai daughter. You know what I'm saying? So he didn't even have to be around. He ain't even got to come back to the States because he's from Morocco. You understand what I'm saying to you? So for him to keep his loyalty,
he could have easily pulled the 8. He could have pulled the Akon and got low. Yeah, said fuck niggas.
You'd have never seen him in no Dubai or nowhere wherever he went. You'd have never saw him. Yeah. And the first thing I heard Max B say was quote unquote, "We going to Morocco, baby." So like I said, I remember when we was younger, how niggas was treated when they came home and how they was appreciated, you know what I'm saying, as opposed to the day. Niggas just coming home to be, hey, what's up? I'm glad you're home, man. I'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah, and hating on you next week.
That's a fact. So that whole going to pick him up, getting all them trucks, his whole family, his fiance, his sons, his daughters, his day one friends, because a lot of people were saying Max B got all these new people. I don't think people understand. These are his day one friends.
Yeah, listen, the nigga that introduced me to Max B is with him in every single video see. My man, salute to my nigga Remo. You know what I'm saying? Remo introduced me to Max B, you know what I'm saying? And we just went straight to work.
Remo locked up in Clinton?
Nah, Remo's free. I told you Remo's in the video. Remo's in the videos.
Free to God Remo. If you know, y'all know, you know what I'm saying? Get him out of Clinton. I'm like, he home? That's a good thing, you know what I'm saying? But
Remo was I met Remo up in Collins when I met I met Remo up in Collins. You know who's up in there with me too? Capone Noriega. I got songs with Capone.
My man was locked up with you. I told you that. He came up here one day. My man 6 was locked up with you. That's a fact.
6?
96 from Fort Greene. He in a wheelchair now.
Salute to 6, man.
Word up. He was like, no, I was locked up with him, Dicey Official. He a good nigga. He said he crazy.
I was crazy.
And nobody know Mac is crazy already. Mac crazy, yo. He don't give a fuck.
Yeah, I know all them niggas. Corey King, Shaquille. You know what I'm saying? A lot of those niggas I met on my travel, like being up north. But what's so crazy is that coming to YouTube, I never knew that. Like in the beginning, it used to be weird when I used to be telling my stories and shit. Like you know, when niggas started coming home, when I started seeing certain niggas and shit, like okay, certain niggas I was talking about, now they home. You know what I mean?
That's right.
Like you know what I mean? Yeah, and they gonna repeat that same script.
Frankie Boo home too. Like they thought Frank Boo was lost. Frank Boo is home doing good. Shout out to my nigga down here with me chilling. That's a fact. God works in mysterious ways, man. Like I said, they tried to shout out to Fruquan. They tried, like I know, so shout out to Vibes. There was so many of the peoples that I grew up with and was around that unfortunately they caught their bids and the hood just forgot about them and just wrote them off. But nah, God got the last answer with everything. You heard what I'm saying?
You can't say nothing to me around about niggas like that. Like when it come down like them vibes, bad vibes, and fucking Fruit, and you know what I'm saying? Now I mind you, like Fruit, like I'm something what's so weird is that when I first came to the Rikers Island in 91, 92, you know what I'm saying, in the beginning, you know what I mean, the end of 91, the beginning of 92, Fruit was up in there already. You know what I mean? All them Brooklyn niggas. Listen, let me tell you something. You had a bunch of niggas. You had these Fort Greene niggas. You had like Rumble, Lil Rumble. I ain't talking about our Rumble, big, not big Rumble.
Little Rumble. You talking about Lil Rumble?
I'm talking about little skinny Rumble. Yeah,
that's right.
But Big Rumble was so crazy. The last time I was with him was in downstate. We was in downstate and Cadre together. You know what I mean? Like he was like one of the dudes. Like, you know, he was Muslim. You know what I mean? Like Rumble's Muslim.
I remember when Rum told me when he came home, right? And I was like, Rum, stay out here, nigga. Don't get no shit. Because, you know, Rum was always into something. Rum said, I'm never going back to jail.
That nigga was the smoothest, coolest, calmest.
What you mean, baby? What you talking about? What you mean? Yo.
Yeah.
Never be another Rum.
Hey, yo, that's my son.
Shout out to Cyclonus, too. Shout out to the big capo Cyclonus, too. Like I said, when Rum came home, like I said, I'm always, it's like God works in mysterious ways because my uncle was unfortunately addicted to heroin at that particular time, and I had lost my mother. I was going through a bunch of shit, and then my uncle, he had needed me, but I was so, how can I say? I was so upset with how he had allowed himself to become, but then I didn't really understand the power of addiction, and it was rum. Yeah. It was rum, because one day me and my uncle was talking on St. John's, and I gave him $100 bill, and I walked away from him. Like I just didn't want to talk. Not because I ain't love my uncle. I was just so upset because, like I said, he was one of my superheroes, like literally in my house, my mother's baby brother. And then Rum was like, yo, man, don't treat him like that, man. I was like, what? He was like, nah, son. He said, you the only one he got left. He said, he said, Grandma Love gone, Pop gone. He said, your mama just left. He said, yo, Dice, you all he got left. He said, if you don't listen to nothing else I ever told you, bro, he said, don't turn your back on him now. It's when he needs you. And I'm so glad that I had the respect for Rum like that, where I even intaked it. Like sometimes, you know, nigga tell you something, you ain't even listening to it. But when he said it, it just planted in my heart, like, nah. And then he came around 2 days later because my uncle was telling the truth. He had gotten to a program called Ready, Willing, and Able on Gates Avenue.
Yeah.
Because I thought he was lying to me, Mac. My uncle talking about he want a TV and a VCR. I'm thinking, you trying to get high, my nigga. He was like, nah. So Rum was like, yo, let's go to Ready, Willing, and Able. So we went over there with my uncle, and the dude was like, yo, if your uncle is not in here by 5 p.m., he's going to have to wait an additional 2 weeks to get another bed. So we wound up going to Nobody Beats the Wiz. I never forget that. I got my uncle a little TV, and I got him it wasn't a VCR, it was a player. It wasn't a DVD. It just said stop, play, pause, and eject. A little gray box. And shit's still like $72. You understand what I'm saying to you?
Mm-hmm.
But thank God right now my uncle has been clean, you know what I'm saying, since 2003. And about to retire from Kings County Hospital. So shout out to Ice Water if you know, you know what I'm saying?
That nigga Rum had that nigga was black as a motherfucker. That nigga had hair like a Puerto Rican nigga.
And when he left here, because this is one of the last pictures he took. When he left here, they didn't even know that they was doing a book on Rum, and Rum was about to start modeling, man. Like that Sherlin right there is encrusted with his name and the symbol and everything. And that's one of the cats I'm gonna always remember. You dig what I'm saying?
Cool. That was a gangster. That was gangster's gangster.
That was the gangster. I mean, I remember back in the days, he was like, yo, we going to Harlem. I said, fuck is we going to Harlem? We're going to get all them niggas. We're going to get them all. I'm talking about the biggest niggas Rum was ready to go get, man. May he rest in peace, man. He's going to always live forever, man. And my nigga Bloodshed, anybody know about Jonathan Wynn? Free the guy, man. Like, let my nigga come home, man. Like, good God. Like, let him come home and enjoy his wife and his children. You know what I'm saying? It's like them systems, they just try to eliminate us. You know what I'm saying? And just eradicate us. My baby Keisha in the building. Hey, girl. It's like so sad. Well, Matt, tell them where they can find you at before I get back into this show, baby.
Okay. I've been pushing my Mac Mean TSTV shit. I be doing morning show.
Every time you say that shit, I think about Ming, son. Shout out to Ming. Yo, let me tell you something. Shout out to fucking Ming. Because you started the whole TSTV movement. A lot of niggas don't really know where that shit come from. I said, that shit come from Mac, man.
It's my name.
TSTV.
It's True Story TV. I made it up like just to,
and
you know what?
That.
I'm gonna tell you something right now. Ming just doing this thing, but all these, listen, the what I did with TSTV comes from China. You know what I'm saying? Like what China did with 050. It was like, yo, bro, I've been out here longer than you, and I got all these niggas that support like my shit. But you know, when I seen the branches, like it started with Saladin. When I seen how Saladin branched off, then Wax AP, and then YOLO and all of them, and then Artie and everybody start. And I'm thinking, damn, you know what I mean? Like, let me open up the door as an opportunity to. So when I started TSTV, True Story TV is supposed to be for niggas that's in the chat that support me, like DBN. If
DBN,
you want,
that's a fact.
So DBN, my platform, you could use my shit for an hour, 2 hours. That was the idea. Even though only a couple of them actually use the channel to promote their shit. You gotta remember, some of these niggas is famous from the chats already. So it's just about
that's right. That's,
you know,
that's a fact. When we was coming up, the people in the chats were the ones that was getting blocked or ignored, but they made their presence known. You dig what I'm saying? That's one thing to say about Ming. Ming was a chat. He was in the chat all the time. But Ming said, nah, y'all don't recognize who I am, son. Shout out to the Cupcake King. You dig what I'm saying?
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. East New York, what's Mac Mean channel? My channel, I got 2 channels. Mac
Yo,
Mean
Liddy, what up?
And Mac Mean TSTV. Liddy, salute. Liddy could dance better than anybody in the sector, bro.
Yo, shut the fuck up, yo.
He could dance better than Artie.
Yo, son, the nigga said Liddy said you can dance better than anybody in the sector. Yo, man, I'm getting to this little commercial break, and then I'm gonna get back into this show, yo. Shout it out for Mac Mean for pulling up. You heard me? Let's go.
My brother.
The streets ain't never loved me. The streets ain't never loved me, yeah. The streets ain't never loved me, yeah.
Streets ain't never loved me since my brother died. My mother cried, tears in my eyes bleed red. Ain't no love inside. Streets left me dolly, my phone they left it holy. Dawn was in that passenger side when they tried to phone me.
Yeah, you know the streets ain't never love us.
Yeah. I've been shot, I was left with a zipper on my stomach, nigga. You know these streets ain't never loved me.
I've been stabbed, I've been left with a zipper on my stomach, nigga. You know the streets ain't never loved me.
I've been locked, I got charged for some shit I didn't do, nigga. You know the streets ain't never loved me.
Caught a case, went upstate, fuck the Jakes, nigga. Yeah, you know these streets ain't never loved me.
Laying up in the hospital bed in ICU. Hit that button like every 3 hours to get those blues, yeah. Laying in the test of pain, I know shit won't be the same. Sipping my stomach, shit don't stop a thing, I'm still a man, yeah. But who gon' be there when you doing time? Can't get no money, so they dropping down, these niggas bitter. And I hope they get the picture. I'm only getting bigger. The top cat out my litter, yeah. Tell you they love you, but they hate you on the low. They hold you back, how they expect for you to grow. I got locked up, ain't said me nothing, but I'm your nigga. My body numb, I got no feelings for you niggas. I'm from what niggas will shoot you right here in these hallways. If you got trust in that loyalty goes a long way. These size 11s, these pussies can't walk a mile in. They hit my cousin with life and he's still smiling. I've been shot, I was left with a zipper on my stomach, nigga. You know these streets ain't never loved me.
I've been stabbed, I've been left with a zipper on my stomach, nigga. You know the streets ain't never loved me.
I've been locked, I got charged for some shit I didn't do, nigga. You know these streets ain't never loved me.
Caught a case, went upstate, fuck the Jakes, nigga. Yeah, you know these streets ain't never loved me. The streets ain't never loved me since my brother died. My mother cried, tears in my eyes bleed red. Ain't no love inside. Streets left me dolly, my foreign they left it holy. Dawn was was in that passenger seat when they tried to fold me. Remind me of my gun, that was real shit, this real spit. Rocks I was selling was smacking them, call it Will Smith. I ain't never told and never folded under pressure. Get him Neek was in that ambulance with me, he was on that stretcher. Niggas tried to take my life, I couldn't tell you who. Many men might not make it, I'm here to tell the truth. Me and Job, that's my brother, you know we moving tact. Brown boys fuck with the family and I'ma get them that. This my testimony, solid, all the rest is phony. Merrick niggas come at the fam and send your best opponent. I was stabbed, I was left with a zipper on my stomach, nigga. I know the streets ain't never loved me. He was shot, he was left with a zipper on his stomach, nigga. You know the streets ain't never loved us. Gang, marriage shit. It's how we music, nigga. Go.
Yeah, YouTube usage, y'all. Let's vibe out.
Stupid shit. Hey yo, it's like this, man. Hey yo. When it come to text, I'm similar to a menace. But old dog sniffing king couldn't fuck with the damage that I do to a bastard. Keep fucking around, won't be nobody strong enough to. Yeah, I leave them in shock. Niggas get sentenced to life and stretched in a box. Most of my friends got murdered and damn, I feel lost. Wish I was dead when it popped off nobody but me. I got a whole gang of niggas, but that's how you gotta think. If you wanna make it alive and all in one piece, it takes much more than them things to. Yeah, yo, Sonny, I'm well connected in the street. We loyal to each other when it come to that beef. We get. Don't worry about a thing, my nigga. I forever leave.
Even when it gets hard, I'm going to make sure that I'm around to hold you. We'll never leave the side until the day I die. I'm gonna recognize that this game can be hard. Long as you go with me, we are. If by your side, always hold me down, baby.
Yeah.
Rest in peace to Prodigy, Old School by Mobb Deep featuring Alchemist. Let's get into something right quick. Yo, let me ask y'all a question right now. If a man is born a man, if a person is born a man, right? But something goes on in their mind where they feel as though that they're in the wrong body and they are a woman, so they're considered as trans women nowadays. Shout out to the whole LGBTQ plus, if that's saying, I hope I'm saying it the right way, because I'm not trying to offend nobody, but I want to know something from everybody in here. If a person is born as a male, or if a person is born as a female that feels as though she's trapped in the wrong body, she feels as though she's a man, like they say studs and all that. Okay, boom. If a man is born with all the utensils that a man has and decides to be a transgender woman, how do y'all feel about them when it comes to incarceration? Because, you know, LGBTQT, you know, some people still commit crimes, no matter what their sexuality is, no matter what their skin color is, no matter how much they weigh, no matter how tall or short they are, whether they're heterosexual, bisexual, lesbian, trisexual, you dig what I'm saying? If a man is born a man and he's arrested for a crime, how do y'all feel? Should he be put into a woman's facility, or should a woman that feels as though she's in the wrong body, that considers herself as a man or wants to live her life as a stud, you know, these women that's walking around with these straps and all that, if she's arrested for a criminal offense, where should she be held at in prison? Should she be held with men because she told herself she's a man, she feels as though she's a man, or should she be held with women? Men that feel as though they are women, should they be held with men or should they be held with women? How y'all feel about that? How y'all feel about that? I think men should be housed with men And I think women should be housed with women, if you want to ask my opinion, because I think, just my opinion, once you start mixing genders because of what they feel they are, once you start mixing men with women, whether the men feel as though they're women or whether the women feel as though they're men, in jail, she said, Dice, she should be with a woman. So you saying that a woman, if she feels as though she's a stud, she should be arrested and put with women? Or you speaking, if a man, if he feels as though he's a transgender woman, should he be with women? Or do you think same sex should stay together no matter what? My man said, you got a diss and two balls. Go where your ass belong. Dog Soldier said, men should be housed with men. Said Ron BX said, fuck what you feel and who you are. If you are, you are. East New York says women. Well, I got a story for y'all. You know, I'm into everything of interest around here. I'm into everything when it's coming to content around here because I want y'all to hear the story of what happened with a transgender woman. Transgender woman. Let's go.
I was more of a target because I spoke out about it.
28-year-old Dion Hampton, who goes by Strawberry, plans to keep talking loudly about what she calls the widespread abuse she suffered in Illinois prisons.
Basically, we have no rights. We're animals. We're creeps. We're sissies. And abomination to God.
And this is according to whom?
Administration, directors, wardens, staff.
They were targeting her because of her gender identity.
Hampton was released from prison Monday after serving 5 years for residential burglary. She spent time at several facilities, including Menard, where Hampton and her attorneys say the abuse due to her gender identity continued.
She was sexually abused by both prisoners and staff. She was touched inappropriately, groped by other prisoners and by staff.
And both say denied privileges given to other inmates like jobs, school, and socialization. When she spoke up, Hampton says guards retaliated.
I was kicked in my chest, my head rammed to the wall, and then I slammed to the floor.
And then written up for bad behavior, which delayed her release. Hampton now has 2 pending lawsuits against the Illinois Department of Corrections. She was also granted an emergency transfer to Logan, a women's prison, before her release.
She said she was stomped, she was kicked, her head was slammed against the wall. Because of this, they decided to put her in a women's correctional facility. The only thing that I disagree about all of this is once you commit a crime, you should not be given any special privileges, except for one thing. If it comes to your physical health. Now, if you're in a wheelchair, they don't give a fuck about that. If you got a crutch, they don't give a fuck about that. If you got one leg, they don't give a fuck about that. But if you are suffering from a life-threatening illness, if you are suffering from a life-threatening illness, I think that you should be put in a hospital, in a medic facility. I don't think that if you're suffering from a major life-threatening disease that you should be housed with other inmates for a bunch of reasons. Who knows what a person wants to do when something is on their mind? Who knows how a person's mindset is going to be when they know they're suffering from an illness, such as leukemia, heart failure, things pertaining to your lungs. I think that that would make anyone much more angry and acceptable to violence. I could be wrong, but when it comes to a person and their preference of sexuality. If they are a woman, I believe they should be housed with women. I don't care if they feel as though that they're in the wrong body or they feel as though they're supposed to be a man. When it comes to a man, if he is born a he, all the utensils that a man got, I think that they should not be given any special privileges, whether they're targeted or not, whether they're targeted or not for sexual abuse, whether they're targeted or not for physical abuse. I think that they're supposed to do their time with their right gender. Let's get into the rest of this.
The ultimate goal of the lawsuit is to bring awareness to these issues and to change the system.
As a result, a federal judge ordered IDOC employees get training on transgender care, which just began last week. A federal law called PREA requires the consideration of many factors when it comes to prison placement for transgender people. But Del Valle says that's not happening.
The default in the Department of Corrections is to house someone based on their genitalia, and that's where they start.
Now, Hampton hopes to be a voice for change for her community.
If this is what I have to do to prove to the society and community that you do have a voice, then this is what I'm going to do.
Hampton's attorney is with the MacArthur Justice Center at Northwestern University. They have 2 other pending lawsuits filed by transgender inmates pending against Illinois' prison system. An IDOC spokesperson couldn't comment on those lawsuits, but denies prison placement is based solely on a person's gender at birth. In the newsroom, Dana Cosgrove.
And I totally disagree. I think where a person is housed at should be solely placed on what gender they were born. Simple and plain. Remember I told you about the aftermath of that weed spot? Well, check this out. This is what they was going after.
Now in exclusive, officials are calling an illegal pot shop bust the largest in Brooklyn history. Our Jennifer Bistram was the only reporter there today as the New York City Sheriff's Office and federal agents from HSI and DEA executed the warrant at the Love Story shop in Bushwick. About $1 million worth of cannabis flower, THC concentrate, edibles, flavored vapes, and untagged cigarettes were seized. A lot of the packaging was colorful and candy-like, targeting younger customers. Officials say a trapdoor from the apartment above was being used to get product into the store where it was being sold.
This product is not regulated and they don't have a license to sell it. So we don't know where they're getting this product from. We don't know what they've mixed it with. We have no idea what it contains. So it's a huge public health issue for the whole community.
2 people were arrested. Over 1,400 cannabis businesses have been shut down since Operation Padlock to Protect was launched in 2024.
You can't play both sides, you niggas gotta choose. Niggas out here being tough until they make the news. Mama said her son ain't hurt nobody. The street said her son was catching plenty bodies. If you accept these charges, then please hold. In every hood, it was a nigga that was tough, and he still told. Like, what I gotta do to make you niggas rhyme? Like, I'm ready to kill when the kind of minds be cautious. I'm dealing with more sticks than a porcupine. Quill spines, whatever you wanna call them. Yeah, plus my little mama, she a trap queen. Doggy when she mixed with that Fetty, give him a wop lean. It was a whole lot of cars when there was stimmies round. We going over a year and half you niggas down. All these expensive clothes like was that smart? Now they uploading their clothes on the Poshmark. Switch baby, careful with this. I mean this bitch sharp. One across, one down the middle, look like a chrome heart. Damn, I'm always outside. I'm like high from who? Bound to put your car on skates. You think you slide through? I help build my niggas. This ain't Legos. Protect the fan by any means. I be Diego. Yeah, tiger to you niggas. I'm an animal. It's a jungle where I'm from. What y'all wanna do? You can't play both sides. You niggas gotta choose. Niggas out here being tough until they make the news. Mama said her son ain't hurt nobody. The street said her son was catching plenty bodies. If you accept these charges, then please hold. In every hood, it was a nigga that was tough, and he still told.
I got one more thing for y'all before y'all get out of here. It's been over 2 hours. Y'all been holding me down. I appreciate that. Make sure y'all get over to Mac Main. I appreciate Mac for pulling up, giving us a little bit of insight on that industry thing. But it seemed like every time we turn around, there's another situation where a person is unalived due to the hands of the police. I think the person that I remember being shot the most times was Amadou Diallo. I don't know if y'all remember that. It was a dude by the name of Amadou Diallo. He was a foreign exchange student. And the block that he was living on, pay attention, he was from Nigeria, that he did not grow up on this block. Unfortunately, when he came to America to further his education, he was put on a block in Washington Heights that was known, like they said, as far as a block pertaining to narcotics, bunch of drug activity, et cetera, et cetera. Well, everybody understand one particular night when he was coming home, he was going into his building and he was taking his key to go into the building and he was approached by undercover police officers. He wasn't very familiar with English. So when they were instructing him for his license, he went to reach to pull out his wallet because, like the neighboring community said, because it was a Haitian-based community, Nigerian, Caribbean-based community, they were saying that a lot of people there really wasn't that familiar with English. They was just coming to the United States of America for a better education. When he went to pull his wallet out, he was unalived. He was shot 41 times. That's facts, East New York. 41 times he was shot by the police. The Haitian community took it upon themselves to really talk about this injustice. Because I remember at Juve that year, when we went to Juve, there were a lot of Haitian people that were walking around with the faces of the 4 officers that were convicted for unaliving this man. I'll never forget, they had the faces of them up on brooms and they had blood on their faces and they were chanting certain things. A lot of people, a couple of my mans was telling me, rest in peace to my nigga Vincent Pierre, he's from Haiti. He was telling me that they was practicing a ceremony somewhat relatable to voodoo. But ironically, every one of them police officers suffered a crazy fate. I want to get into this story about a man that was shot 17 times in his back. And I want to hear what y'all got to say about this, because this shit is crazy.
On 11 Alive, family and friends of a Metro Atlanta man killed by an off-duty Atlanta police officer in Buckhead are demanding justice. 44-year-old Linton Blackwell was shot in a parking lot behind a bar on October 11th. Tonight, an autopsy report reveals Blackwell was shot 17 times and nearly every single bullet hit him in the back. 11 Alive's Cody Alcorn has been following the story since the night it happened, and just hours ago, he filed this report after speaking with Blackwell's manager, who says he just wants justice for his best friend.
My name is Timothy Coleman, and I'm Linton Blackwell's manager.
Born and raised in Metro Atlanta.
Preferably from the some projects called East Lake Meadows, aka Little Vietnam, which we rep proudly. We got it on the shirt right here.
44-year-old Linton Blackwell, better known in the local music scene as B Green, but more importantly, a father, brother, and son.
Big old family from the East Lake Meadows. I mean, a loving family, man, and I just hurt for him, man. You know, he just leaves a lot behind.
Blackwell was shot and killed by Atlanta police officer Gerald Walker, who was off duty working a side job in Buckhead at 5 Paces Inn.
I just fell to my knees because I couldn't believe it. And I couldn't believe that it was 17 times in the back. Like all the shots. It's not one shot in the front. It's all 17 in the back.
Everyone agrees an altercation happened at the bar.
Linton, I guess, was escorted out of the premises or whatnot.
The GBI says Officer Walker approached Blackwell outside, followed him around the corner.
The officer ensued, chased him down, and gunned him down. That's what we know.
The GBI says Blackwell got into a vehicle and put something in the back of his waistband.
If he wasn't pointing a gun at you or doing anything, what does that have to do with you shooting him in the back 17 times? That means he wasn't facing you. He wasn't a threat. Okay?
The officer gave commands regarding a gun before the officer opened fire.
I want him locked up. Gerald Walker needs to be behind bars.
The GBI is still investigating. Once they finish, the case will be handed over to the DA to decide whether a grand jury will consider charges. Atlanta police also conducting their own internal investigation.
Well, they said the Georgia Bureau of Investigation, that's the GBI. You know, we all have, like down here in North Carolina, we have the SBI, the Southern Bureau of Investigation. All these agencies are just backup agencies that damn near have the same equivalent power and judicial reach that the Federal Bureau of Investigation has. I hope this story right here wakes people up to let them know that the slightest reaction, the slightest action can cause a reaction that can cause someone to lose their life or to be unalived or to be shot. But I'm so aggravated. I'm so aggravated because, unfortunately, it was a Black police officer. Now, you know, when we usually hear about it, unfortunately, be Caucasian, Hispanic. You really hear about Black police officers. But with this situation right here, this is kind of skeptical, because if an argument aroused from a bar and from the police officer's recant, he seen the young man that was unalived go to his car and put something in his waistband. See, the part that got me so upset is if he put something in his waistband, I think if it was a gun in his waistband, the first thing that would have been said was he went to the car, he retrieved something that they didn't know, but later came to find out it was a firearm. Simple and plain. 17 times to shoot somebody that is not an adamant threat to you. I was just talking about this with the situation with the young lady that's incarcerated that made bail for shooting 4 men, unaliving 2 that were in commission trying to harm her brother. Pay attention. The young men that came towards them were trying to harm her brother. And I hope they don't railroad this young lady, because in North Carolina, if someone is with me and somebody is in an active commission to try to harm them, automatically I have the right to defend them because it's around me. And when they ask you certain questions, like I tell people, if you're interested in going to purchase a firearm, I'm talking about a legal firearm. I'm not talking about some shit you got from your brother or your cousin or somebody you know. When you go to purchase a legal firearm, there's a very important question, and I'm going to tell y'all how to answer it. They ask you, what is your reason for wanting a firearm? The most perfect and descriptive answer that I think anybody can give is to ensure the safety of myself and family and friends inside and outside of my home. Because they're trying to railroad that young lady. I don't even understand why she was given such a high bail. Shout out to Dog Soldier. He was telling people about the United States Concealed Carry Association. The United States Concealed Carry, the USCCA, the United States Concealed Carry Association, that anybody, like he said, anybody that has a registered firearm or a legal firearm, he instructs and advises anybody to make sure that you go get that firearms insurance. For you, your family members, your friends, your spouses, your parents. Make sure that you go get that firearm insurance for the situations just like this. Situations just like this with the young lady when she was trying to stop the people from harming her brother. I did a show now. You can go back and check it out, about a young man that was into the record industry, and his a couple of individuals that was supposed to be buying a beat or something from him. They met him at a hotel, and then they took it upon themselves to try to rob him. And what did he do? He backed his firearm. and unalived one of the men that was trying to rob him. What did they do? They arrested him. They arrested him. And he sat in jail for a little bit over a year. But due to the fact that the United States Concealed Carry Association, this is the benefits when you pay your insurance monthly. They're automatically going to appoint you a great lawyer. Second thing you got to remember is you have the right to remain silent. So if anything like this was to ever occur where you may have to shoot or discharge a firearm to protect yourself, your family, or your friends, remember this. You have the right to remain silent. I'm going to say it to you again. You have the right to remain silent because everything that you say can and will be used against you in a court of law for evidence against you. See, when people say they have the right to remain silent, some people think ignorantly like, well, I ain't saying nothing to none of them. I'm just going to go through the system and they're going to call me a John Doe. No, you have the right to remain silent, but you also have the right to answer questions that you choose to answer, but you have to pay attention to this. Some of them questions that you choose to answer, always remember, if it's pertaining to your case, don't answer them without a lawyer. But the questions that you hope the answer is, what's your name? What's your address? What's your phone number? Answer them questions because that's better to have your name, your social security number, whatever they want to ask you for identification when you're going to court, for they can call your name as opposed to giving you a John Doe, or if you're a man, a John Doe name, and if you're a female, a Jane Doe. Because your name is going to come back the minute they run your prints if you are in the system for anything. If your fingerprints are in the system because you're a security guard, it's coming back. If your fingerprints are in the system because you committed a crime when you was younger, it's coming back. If you were fingerprinted by a job that employed you, trust me, when they ask you for your fingerprints, those fingerprints are sent to a database that stores fingerprints because that's a part of doing a firm and thorough background check. Facts. So shout out to Dog Shoulder. And if you have a licensed firearm, United States Concealed Carry Association, go ahead and hit them people up. If I'm not mistaken, Dog said it's about $20, $25 a month. That's it. And that can cause you the headache. That can cause you from not going through the headache that this young lady is going through because she was trying to protect her brother from being assaulted by these assailants. I appreciate everybody for pulling up in the building tonight. I know y'all got to go to work tomorrow. I'm about to go in here and watch the new episode of Tulsa King with Sylvester Stallone. I don't know if y'all up on that Tulsa King with Sylvester Stallone, one of the most fire TV series that's out right now. I appreciate everybody again for pulling up. Y'all already know if y'all want to hit the Cash App, Super Chat, PayPal, do so. Grown folks content. When we get up out of here, we're going to end it with my guy, Jaffe. He was in here earlier on. We're going to end it with some of his great music. Appreciate everybody. Y'all know the slogan. Let's go.
Another day alive, another day free. Why would I wake up trying to be somebody other than me? Knowledge, wisdom, understanding. Man, woman, and children. sun, moon, and stars. Everything exists has to coexist with it. Like I said, another day alive, another day free. Why would I wake up trying to be somebody other than me?